Okay, we are recording and we are transcribing. If any of our viewers ever would like a copy of the transcription, you can get it free of charge by going to Eddie Buffalo Insurance at gmail.com. Request one and we'll send it out to you free of charge. And here we go. Miguel, are you ready?
Ready?
You ready to take Don's job?
I'm ready to take Don's job. I know we take every.
I knew it.
All right. Let me know. We're good.
Hey, look what happened to Tom Brady and Bledsoe. Bledsoe got hurt and he never got to come back in because Brady tore it up.
So right now, Don is the Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Eddie's out there working his magic behind the scenes.
Oh, you're not ready yet for that. We didn't even start streaming yet.
You see.
Don't jump the gun. All right, here we go. We're stream right now.
I'm ahead of the game. I like that.
I know, right? Good morning and welcome to another exciting adventure of Insurance Question Podcast number 215. How did we get that far down? Whoa. You're not Don. Where's Don?
I don't know. You tell me. I have no clue.
He's on special assignment, isn't he?
He probably is.
Not saying where he is, but I think he's about to park the car. So do you like the logo today, Miggy? I did a little bit gritty because, I mean, you're Miggy Buffalo, I'm Eddie Buffalo, and we're the Buffalo herd this morning on Insurance Questions Podcast. That sounds like we're like a bad, radio show in the morning. Welcome to Eddie and Miggy Buffalo, number 215 on your dial, number 1 in your hearts. So, let's get rid of this for a second, because before we get started, I would like to talk about our sponsor. And everybody has really liked this sponsor before. And it is, I don't know if you've seen this one yet, but I love their website when it pops up. It's very hypnotizing. If it ever pops up, hypnotizing. You see it yet?
Yeah,
ooh.
I see.
It's either going to hypnotize you or going to make you got to go pee, Miggy.
Either or.
With all the water, yes.
Or both.
That is our friends at Patriox. Patriox is liquid water. Excuse me, liquid. Yeah, all water is liquid. What am I talking about? It's ultra high oxygen content water. You can reach them at patriox.us. Unleash your inner strength and beat fatigue with Patriox liquid oxygen, pure spring water, oxygenated for ultimate vitality, refresh, detox, and empower your freedom-fighting spirit. And if you go to patriox.us, because you are a loyal listener of Insurance Questions Podcast, and you put in the promo code Buffalo, you will get 10% off, Miggy. So, you got to work on your health, so maybe we should get you some of this stuff. What do you think?
That is true. Why not?
So patriox.us, check out our friends. So I'm going to do some housekeeping and I'm going to hand it over to Miggy. All the questions and statements by Eddie Buffalo and Miggy Buffalo are purely for entertainment purposes. Take it away, Miguel.
All right. Well, Eddie's behind the scenes working his magic. I just want to remind everybody that we are in 42 different podcast depositories.
43, Miguel. Come on, get it right. Sorry, you're never going to be able to steal Donnie's job by screwing up like that.
43 podcast depositories, right? Amazon, Spotify. 4-3, Spotify, you name it. So we're in all of them. One of the best ways to actually experience the podcast, if you go live on our YouTube channel and you see Eddie's special expressions, so the negotiations he does with with different things, right? If you want to negotiate, he definitely has a way to do it. So it's pretty entertaining.
Oh,
That's the
heck
best way
yeah.
to either
Heck
you want
yeah.
to sign or negotiate, right? Ed? So there you go. So
Yes.
if you guys want to see it, come join us. It's always fun to see it live on YouTube, right? If I'm not on the show, I actually join on YouTube just to see if I'm busy doing
Yes.
some stuff. All right, Ed, let's go. What do we got
I'm
today?
still working on it. So I tuned in to a live meeting that you had last night, and it was very energetic. I really liked it. How long were you guys on till last night?
We usually go on for an hour, and I want to touch on a few things that we talked about yesterday. I know some people, we're going to talk about insurance today and annuities. I know some people are not, thrilled about a cash value life insurance, especially IUL, because they're not structured correctly, right? The best way to actually get some of those policies to work is if you max fund the policy, right? I usually tell people keep the IUL as a savings vehicle where you have very low life insurance and you can max fund the policy. I was showing some illustrations, to the team about how to structure and how to do it when you max fund it. I saw some jaws dropping in terms how it performance and cash, borrowing money against the policy and taking money out. Unbelievable. You can ask Donnie about it too. You're like, wow, right? So, but it has to do a certain way for you to actually get all the cash out plus some, and the policy will continue to be, you will continue to be protected as a client. So, anyways, that's that. And we actually share a story of a client who him and his partner have had a policy in IUL for many years, and they actually borrow money against it to go buy a property, $250,000 to be exact, to go buy a property out in Italy. Ready? When you borrow against it, when you take out a loan, do you pay taxes on the loan?
Gosh, Miggy, what are you talking about? I can take money out of my stuff. How does that work?
You can. You can. Here's the question, right? Do you pay taxes on loans, money that you borrow against?
I'm gonna be Donnie and say that depends.
That depends. Go for it. Depends on.
If you are doing a 1035 exchange in the state of New York or a lot of the other states, and you currently have a loan that's outstanding on that policy, once you switch over to the new policy, that loan that you took out doesn't become a loan anymore. It becomes a 1099 taxable event.
Taxable event.
And if you are a young insurance person that don't know all the ins and outs and you think it's a great idea to do a 1035, you could get a big surprise. Because when I was starting out, my GA said, "Oh, this is a great thing. This is what we got to do." And then my customer had an $80,000 taxable event, and he wasn't very happy. Would you be?
Who will be, right? I wouldn't be happy, that's for sure.
So yes, I always make sure I talk about the taxable event with a 1035 exchange.
Right. The 1035 exchange work a little bit different. But got any questions for from the audience or anybody, Eddie? What you got?
Not yet.
Yeah. I do have a couple questions. Let me pull them up right here and see if we can answer some of those. All right. Some of the questions.
Want me to let's give you access to the thing?
No, that's fine. That's
okay.
Fine. I'll just ask them. No. And usually this is on commitment, right? Commitment based questions. That's what they are. And this is what usually most people will ask, right? Or I'll go to their urgency driven or hold on. Did I get the right questions? No, I got the wrong questions. Give me a second.
What's going on, Miggy? Some of our listeners are having trouble seeing the feed today, so I'm going to check the YouTube feed real quick while you're looking at that. And let's talk about important stuff while you're looking at your stuff there, Miggy.
Go for it.
Like, super important. What's going on tomorrow night? Do you know what's going on tomorrow night at 8:00?
I don't know what's going on.
Come on, you do too. NFL draft, baby. I never asked you, who do you actually follow? What team do you follow?
You know why? I don't have a team, but if I was to choose one, I'll be a Raider fan.
Really?
Yeah. The whole family's a Raider fan. But yeah, this is actually cool. I'm gonna tune in. This is probably something my son will be interested in watching with me. Nothing, he's not interested in anything else.
Well, I don't know if we have any viewers today, because I'm not even able to pull up the feed. So if we are having trouble with the live feed, we are still saving the episode, and I can just post it afterwards. But I don't know if it's the weather or anything like that.
I saw a message at the bottom saying something, about live streaming and stuff, but you probably went away,
something going on. Yeah.
So who's your team? Well, obviously, that's a dumb question, right? But your Buffalo, what do you think they're gonna pick or gonna restructure? What's up?
I don't really know, to be honest with you, because I know we have a lot of draft picks. I think we have like 9 draft picks in this draft. And by the way, we do not have an audience any longer. It cut out about 107. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to take this whole recording, and we will post it in a little bit. So you can say whatever you want. Maybe nobody's listening.
Yeah, nobody cares.
They're saying Buffalo's going to go cornerback.
Okay.
But there's also big rumors that we're going to trade our running back because he's disgruntled. James Cook, great kid. He's had a couple good years, but he got mad because everybody was getting paid in Buffalo except him, because he wants $15 million a year. So he was a big fat baby, and he sold his house.
Wow.
So that's why everybody's thinking that, he's going to be gone, because I would never personally pay a ton of money for a running back, because do you know how many years a regular average running back lasts in the NFL? Did I lose you too, Maggie? Hello? Yeah, I see you on TikTok, but you're frozen on the other one. Okay. So I bet you it's the weather. You got a bad storm by you too?
Did get a horrible storm. I mean, literally, I was up 1 morning. My son, my baby, was up until like 7 in the morning from work. Morning to 7 in the morning, I was up with them.
That's crazy.
How was the weather out there, Eddie? Same thing?
Yeah, it's supposed to rain all day. It was so dark that I have a lot of the lights on in my apartment, just because it's just so dreary right now. But I always get nervous about tornadoes living in Texas now.
Why is that? You guys get tornadoes from that Texas?
Where you are?
We've had 2 warnings in the past 2 weeks, and luckily they both missed our area. But it's something new. I mean, I dealt with blizzards in Buffalo, New York. I never had to deal with tornadoes.
What you got to deal with tornadoes and blizzards?
No, I don't want to deal with either one of them. Like, since I've been a little kid, I remember like 3 tornadoes that hit the Buffalo area, and it was always in the Cheektowaga area where the airport's located. 1 year, it destroyed a putt-putt golf. They took down their billboard. Then, years later, across the street from them is a restaurant. Well, it's not there anymore, called the Showcase Restaurant. And it got hit by a tornado. Then a couple of years later, down the street, it wiped out a Subway. So for whatever reason, tornadoes do not like Cheektowaga, New York. Maybe because they don't know how to spell it.
I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so my question for you was, how long is the average career of an NFL running back?
Ooh, 7 years,
3.5 years.
3.5 years.
Well, because, my buddy Nick, he was a football trainer for many, many years. And I'm going to use his Kentucky accent. He said, if you didn't understand. When those boys get hit, it's like being hit by a car. So, I mean, it's so hard on their bodies because they're getting hit so many times,
I bet. You know what? My son, my 13-year-old son, he got injured. He got a shoulder injury during football. Last game of the season, his growth plate got
Ooh, I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
fractured. So starting football, it was one of the things that me and my wife talked about it far and deep on it, and we didn't really want him to play, football at all. Period. It's a great sport. We can be, great fans, but as far as seeing my child being hit or hitting somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
it's just not. It's not fun. At that point, it doesn't become fun. Because
You bring up a good point that we've talked about before. I mean, when you see professional athletes, whether it's football, hockey, boxing, whatever, you think, hey, that guy sucks. Or, hey, that guy's great. That guy's good. Oh, he got hurt. Oh, that's too bad for him. Let's click the channel. It's different because, I mean, like you just said, it's a big difference watching your kid and watching a stranger, because even though we see these people, they have their own people.
So you have this vivid memories. I mean, it happened recently, right, for my son.
Mm-hmm.
But when we were actually going late to the game because we were at a different stadium, so we had to drive all the way across to go to the right stadium. And as we are entering the parking lot, I get a phone call from the coach saying your son just got injured, and you're thinking the worst, dude. So at this point, I parked anywhere and I just ran. I told my wife, "You can finish parking the car. I'm gonna go get him." And when we get there, he's crying, saying that everything hurt. He couldn't move his shoulder. I'm like, oh no, this is not cool. And the worst thing, like, we didn't even see any of the game when he was playing. And I think
Sure.
Something. This is the worst thing ever.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I mean, we're not live right now, so we're actually taping this, and we'll end up. But we're still live on TikTok. So our TikTok friends, this goes to show you, they get to see something that everybody else in the world doesn't get to see right now. You're getting an exclusive. So, hi guys, how are you? I'm thinking, I'm into conspiracy theories. How can you not when you're a YouTuber? I think it was Donny Lo sabotaging the show because he doesn't want you to do well.
I think that was the case. Donny, come on, cut me some slack.
Now, I wanted to pull up something because we're both still trying to grow an agency, and I want to talk a little bit about that. And because wait till you see this article, Maggie, you're not going to believe it.
This is my cup of tea. Let's go. Let's talk about growing an agency.
Really huge opportunity for life insurance sales at Brittle can be solved. Okay. There are so many jobs available and so many people. Problem-facing life insurance sellers are not new. Americans know they need life insurance. Americans say they want coverage, yet only slightly more than half of Americans actually have life insurance. So if you're thinking about going into business for yourself in insurance and annuities, holy cow, half of the country wants insurance but doesn't know how to get it. What an opportunity we have in our industry right now, Miggy. I'm going to let you talk about this. I know this is your wheelhouse.
And it's always good to go with a firm or a company that has multiple options for clients. I always say this, right? You don't want to be just and we talked about this as well, being a captive agent, right?
What do you mean by captive agent?
Captive agent,
people that are listening.
You only represent one company and you can only sell for that company. Listen, if there's hundreds of companies out there, the competition is huge. You're gonna get slammed and you're gonna get crushed by the competition.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know, that being said, coming into the industry, if you're brand new, the opportunity is huge. I'm not going to talk about. I'm not sure the Dallas population, or I'm in San Antonio. San Antonio,
14 million, Miggy.
14 million. So there's 14 million opportunities for us to go and help out families.
Or if you look at it this way, there's 7 million people that don't have insurance yet that need it.
There you go, 7 million.
Just wrap your head around that. That's insanity.
Here's my question to you, Eddie. Do they need insurance?
Say again?
Do they need insurance? That 7 million families or people you're talking about?
Oh, they do, but they just don't know how to get it, or they've not, like everybody. It's like a catch-22, because and this is a warning to people out there, because it happens. If you're thinking about getting life insurance and you're, mulling it around and not doing it, that's when bad things happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we'll see a GoFundMe page for your family because you passed away without insurance. We see this all the time.
Here's also what I've seen over the years, Eddie, when you meet with a client, they say, you know what, Miguel, I don't want to do anything now. I just want to revisit this in the future. The future sometimes the future for people doesn't come.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They go meet Jesus before we meet again.
Well, I remember I had trouble getting insurance for a fellow back in Buffalo when I started my career, and I busted my butt to get it because I knew him. I knew his family. What had happened is he had a 20-year term insurance policy that he got obviously 20 years ago. And then like 2 weeks later, he got diagnosed with a horrible thing. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want anybody connecting the dots of who this person is. And I said, yeah, I'll try my best, but I can't promise you that I'm going to be able to get you. You might have to be stuck keeping a term policy that you have and paying more money for it, which he couldn't afford, because he had a bunch of kids. And I busted my butt. I got him the insurance. I delivered it on a Tuesday. He died two days later. So I lost Miggy again. This weather's bad. Let me pull up my thing. Yeah. How about that, Meg? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I was actually listening to you for that.
That's a crazy story, right?
But that is a crazy story, Eddie. And keep in mind that as people think about it.
You're back. I gotta mute you again on my phone. This is fun with live entertainment, folks. Live entertainment. And while Miggy's getting his audio together, we're going to take a break to pay some bills. We're going to talk about another wonderful client that we have, and that is Strong Coffee Company. It is strongcoffeecompany.com. We've had them before as a sponsor. I really like their stuff because not only do they have a nice tasting coffee, but you can add a lot of different medical things to it to help your health. Elevate your coffee routine with Strong Coffee Company's black, instant blend, and lattes. Both feature organic coffee, protein, MCTs, adaptogens, and for sustained energy and mental clarity. Enjoy an exclusive discount of how much? Oh, wow. 20% off if you use the promo code Buffalo. So go check out our friends at strongcoffee.com and use the promo code Buffalo and get your discount. So I'm going to pull that back up so we can talk a little bit more about what we were talking about. Can I hear you? Can you say something, Maggie? I don't know if I can hear you on the. I still got nothing on the audio feed, Maggie. I'm going to have to turn up my TikTok again for you so I can hear you. No, it's echoing. So I'm missing something here. You're just not coming up.
Now on the feed?
No. Mm-mm. So, well, as long as it's picking it up, we'll be good. So I also want to talk about one thing. Do you have anything more you'd like to say about this?
It's not picking out my sound.
Uh,
It's gonna be. Hold on. Oh, this is.
communications breakdown. Drive me insane. Oh, I heard something coming up, Maggie. What did you do? Yes, there, baby. You are there now.
All right. Can you
You're
see
there.
me though?
No, you're like a picture, but that's okay as long as we can hear you.
All right.
I can fix everything in post, so we'll be
All right. So here's what's going on. And we were talking about, the insurance. So the longer people wait to get insurance, and the longer they wait, to get.
That's when bad things happen, man.
Not only that, but it will cost them more on the long run. It becomes more expensive. Even if you wait a year, it's going to cost you a lot more down the road. Now, if people want to get into the business of insurance, the opportunity is huge, right? So we're always looking for people that are so driven, that are self-motivated. It doesn't necessarily matter if you know how to sell this stuff or not. We don't. I almost the same thing as Don, right? We educate, and through education, that we come with a good solution. I met with a client recently. She said, "How would you recommend?" Well, she became an agent actually. She asked me, "How would you know what to recommend clients?" I said, "I let them decide and choose based on the presentation, and and we'll go from there. I can show them different things, and at the end of the day, it's going to be based on budget and what they can afford, and based on protection as well. You know that most people need $1.5 million of coverage, more or less."
I got to tell you, two things really got into my mind when you were talking about that. One thing is that, a lot of people, when we're doing an interview, when you're talking to your agent, tell them as much information as you can. We're not being nosy, but the more information we have, instead of selling you something, what I want to do is find out something you need that'll work for you and your own family. It's not a one size fit all at all. I mean, every case has been different, little similarities, but we're trying to help people,
That's
and
right.
like I said, we're talking about recruiting people, and like, say if you want to give this a shot, get your license, we'll hire you and give it a shot and see and learn, because if you do your job right, listen to people and what they're telling you that they need, you're not going to sell anything. They're going to want to buy it from you, because not only are you doing them a service, but you're taking care of their family in the future. I had a young lady, I was calling because her husband's policy was 3 months late, and I'm like, "Why didn't you call us?" She goes, "Why would I call you?" I mean, a lot of couples, only one person takes care of the bills. So she had no idea that the husband had such a large policy, and I went to their house with a $360,000 check. She was crying. It's not going to bring your loved one back, but it'll sure make life so easy, a lot easier for you. And she said, "I can't believe that he did this." I go, "Well, think about it, man. He took care of you when you two were together alive, and guess what? He's still taking care of you."
Here's two things that could have happened in that scenario already, and one of them happened. Okay, you could have gone to the funeral with flowers, or you could go into the funeral with a $360,000 check. Which one do you rather do?
Oh, 100%, 100%. And that, I gotta say, for me, Miguel, that was when it went from a job to becoming a career and a calling. Actually, I don't care if it sounds goofy. It is a calling, because I want to make sure that I take care of people the same way I would take care of my own family. And speaking of that, before I forget, Miguel, I would love everyone to send out vibes, good vibes, and prayers to my favorite cousin. She's having a surgical procedure this morning back in Buffalo. Love you, kid. And I'm sure everybody will send positive vibes and prayers. So I do appreciate that. Go ahead, Miggy. I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
No, you're good. Hopefully she recovers fast and everything goes well. I did have a similar experience, like that, Eddie, where
Oh, you got 1 minute, Miguel. So
okay,
squish it in there, baby.
one of my clients had a policy for about a year. They didn't fully believe in this stuff, especially the IUL. Passed away of lung cancer. And literally paid out about $200,000 of coverage for the family. And it was an IUL. It also paid interest for that year. So because it was a year-old policy. So just so you know, this thing works. People need it. And if you can help them out, even better. All right.
I think tomorrow we're going to touch on a little bit if we have time, because I know Big Mike's going to be on the show tomorrow. I would love to talk about annuities. Not only are they a great investment vehicle, but it's great for people that don't have health good enough to get insurance. They can pivot to that, and that has a built-in death benefit. So, Miggy, I want to thank you for being on. I am going to have you on full time and get rid of Don, but you're the one that's going to have to fire him, just so you know.
I ain't doing it.
Well, somebody else will.
I got my negotiation tools too.
So thanks for being on. I think this was a good show. Thank God that I record this on dual channels, because this is the first time in ages that we lost our YouTube feed. But it's cool that everybody on TikTok. So what I can actually do is I'm going to download this and post it later, and I'll be able to post the TikTok live too. So that's kind of cool. I think that's something we're going to have to do today. But remember, we're going to end the show like we always do. Remember, if you like working with people that are just like you, have the same values that you do, likes protecting their family and cherishing them like we do, we're the people to see. You can reach us at eddiebuffaloinsurance@gmail.com. And the hotline is 903-662-1564. And for our people in French Canadian areas of Canada, what is the hotline for those folks, Miggy?
903-662-1564.
So thank you, everybody, for being on the show today. And I am sorry that we had technical difficulties, but it happens when you're doing anything live. So remember, life is worth living. What do you got to keep on doing, Miggy?
Gotta keep on fighting, baby. Let's go.
TikTok people, YouTube people right there. They ran away. They're afraid of us. Get to Miggy. Get to Donny long distance. And we'll see everybody tomorrow. Tomorrow, time traveling with Big Mike's cows. It's going to be pretty interesting because I got some questions for that boy, let me tell you. So have a good day, Miggy. Take care, buddy.
You too, Eddie.
All right. Bye.
All right.